Alright, welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to discuss controlling environmental influence, which would be the fourth principle of outwitting the devil. So in regards to controlling your environment, like you can't really control it when you're a kid. You're born into what you're born into. So the devil was saying in the interview pretty much that if you're born into a certain environment, like you're screwed to a certain extent. Because if you're born into a bad environment, unless your mind is that strong from when you're young to overcome that environment and not even absorb anything from it, meaning no lessons, no beliefs, then you might get stuck. You might get stuck in certain beliefs and certain personality traits that you're going to have to grow out of when you're older. I'd say particularly when you're like 18 or above. Because before these ages, this is before puberty, like 1 to 7, your whole subconscious beliefs are formed. After that, your conscious brain has a time to actually interpret your subconscious beliefs and then form a personality from 7 to 14. From 14 to 18, you're just going through puberty and then having your own changes through your new environment, which would be high school. Once you hit 18, your whole brain is already formed, your subconscious is formed through beliefs and traits that you had no control over. And then you already have now new traits that you consciously identified with through who you hang out with, right? Like culture, like I'm black, so I listen to rap music. I have Jamaican background, I listen to reggae and dancehall, right? Like if I was born white, I'd listen to probably maybe some rap too, especially in this day and age, but I'd probably more listen to like rock, heavy metal, different type of music, maybe techno, right? I don't listen to none of that shit. Reason why is because of the way I was brought up. It's my culture. I'm not gonna listen to something I consider whack because that's not my culture. But that's just beliefs. That doesn't mean that that music sucks. That just means that I don't like that music because of the way I was brought up, because of the way my mind works. It goes the same way for anybody else. They might not like rap or reggae or dancehall or whatever because they're gonna say, "Oh, well, that's not the way I was brought up. I wasn't brought up to like that type of stuff." So there you have it. You have to understand that like most of who you are is just a program. You are a subconscious program walking around, and that subconscious program is made from what we call nature and nurture. If you know about psychology, you know about those two terms. Nature is like your genetics, like preconditioned traits you may have through your ancestry, and then your nurture is like more dominant according to a lot of psychologists in this day and age, where they say that most of your personality and who you are is formed by the time you're 7 years old, and that's from your parents and whoever else was around you. So that's scary because that literally means that you are created by the people that raised you. Like they physiologically did make you, but then your whole mind, the whole way you believe, and what has to do with your achievements is actually based on what they instill in your mind from 1 to 7. So if you were a kid that was told you're the best and that you just have to work hard and get what you want out of life and overcome and boom, 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 you can be your own boss, you can be a millionaire. If that's a regular thing in your life, that's regular in your mind, you're going to get it because you're already used to hearing those things. You're already used to that type of dialect, that type of language. But let's say that you're growing up and you're told that, oh, you're supposed to be poor, money's evil, and maybe you have a religious dogma in your house where they say money's corruption, root of all evil, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to get money. I'm sorry, but you're not until you grow out of that belief. It's no wonder that like a lot of people that become famous or become extremely successful, when you listen to them, you hear about the adversity that they went through, what they went through, like in regards to like something bad that happened, like how I discussed in the last chapter. But then you hear about how they had to change their environment. All of a sudden, they're around different people. They're around like a completely different set of people. Like I have a friend that was like doing security. I'm in Canada, like I said, guys. So he was doing security in what we call Durham region, and that's like on the outskirts of Toronto. It's more so like about 50 kilometers away, so about 25 miles away if you're in America, right? He moved to Toronto because him and his parents didn't get along. He ended up meeting some Middle Eastern people, ended up getting into Forex and stocks, and now he has his own condo, $100,000 Benz, and this all happened in the course of like a year and a half. And everybody's like, oh, how do you do that? How do you do that? He did that because he changed his environmental influence. He changed and was around people that now were not considering having a 9 to 5 job, but were considering having people work for them 9 to 5, having their money work for them, living a free life and not working hard for their money. If you're growing up saying you have to work hard for your money, work hard for your money, then you're going to have that as your subconscious programming. If you're growing up hearing that you have to make your money work for you and you have to just invest and wait for your returns, then that's what you're going to do. You're not going to work at McDonald's. You're just going to probably maybe work at McDonald's for a year, save up all your money, and then go and invest it somewhere. It's really that simple. Like, a lot of our problems are just really in the base of our beliefs that were formed by our environment. So the first thing you got to do is control your environment and control the friends that you have. If all your friends are broke, you're going to be broke. If your family's broke, then you're probably going to be broke. You need to move away from those two things and then find your own circle, own set of people that you can, sounds pragmatic, but utilize to then get rich. You want to be around people that either are very hungry, even if they're broke, but they're hungry, or you want to be around people that are already rich, already have your goals. That's the only two ways to get what you want out of life. That just doesn't apply to money, that applies to anything else. If you're a guy and you're having a problem with girls and all your friends are, no offense, nerds, they don't get girls, you're not going to get girls with those guys. You got to hang out with people like jocks or different sets of people that actually attract women. For women, it's the same thing, vice versa. If you are hanging out with girls that have bad relationships with men, then you might want to switch that and hang out with women that actually are considering getting married and have good relationships with men or long term. The list will always go on. That's the thing. So like, you have to understand that like, life is never going to be easy. Life is not there to be helpful to you. The thing about it is your environment cannot be controlled until you're at an age where you can afford to like move out and live and sustain yourself. So I always say typically after 18 is when that's more in your control. Before 18, I'm not going to blame anybody for their beliefs or blame anybody for what they can or cannot do, because you're not in that independent position as of yet, right? So that's more so the lesson for today, guys, is make sure you control the environmental influence. It has a very huge bearing on whether you're going to be successful or whether you're going to be a complete failure. Because if you're in an environment where you want to be successful but everybody around you wants to fail or doesn't really care, then you're not going to have anybody to discuss things with. You're not going to have anybody to make plans with. You're not going to have a proper network around you to actually form that business or form that plan that you need. So take that into consideration, guys, please, because your environment controls exactly what's going to happen to you in your life, and it's going to reciprocate your beliefs each day. All right, so thank you guys very much for listening. If you have any other questions or want me to make another part to this video, let me know, because I do have other examples that I can use, and also I can delve deeper into this topic if need be. So please like, subscribe, let me.